Hi everyone, and thanks again for joining me on Sealed for Good. Today I'm talking about how to waterproof with shower trays. Now, there are a couple ways of doing this. Firstly, let's be clear on what a shower tray is. My preferred method of a shower tray is creating with a membrane. That means you form a shower hob and you waterproof the shower hob and the base and the walls, and you create the shower tray within the structure. However, I'm not talking about those types of shower trays today. I'm talking about these ones that you're seeing behind me now, the preformed shower tray type. And these are still commonly used around the country. We see a lot of it in Victoria with our friends in Victoria, but around the different pockets of the country, shower trays are used, and for various reasons. We see it sometimes in prefabrication as well. But there are different challenges with shower trays, those preformed shower trays, in the wet area. Let's start with ground floor. So when it's on the ground floor, waterproofing underneath the shower tray is not required. In fact, the shower tray, a preformed shower tray, is deemed as the impervious surface. So the fact is, nothing is meant to go through it because there's no tiles, no grouts, just a drain. And so back many years ago, and I'm talking probably 20, 25 years ago, a lot of builders wanted to go that way because it was seen as the safer way to build and to avoid the waterproofing part of the works. However, with different designs and what people like, it was restricted in terms of what you wanted. And they're not foolproof, particularly in two-story constructions, because you have a situation where you've got the lip of the shower tray, as you can see, and the lining, the wall lining, comes over the top of that. And that often is the bugbear with waterproofers, because all they can do is waterproof the wall of that surface. They can't bring the waterproofing and create a seal onto the shower base itself, because it actually is visible and will impact the look of the shower tray or that shower base. So there are instructions on how to fix your wall linings with the shower tray, and every manufacturer would have that detail if they're a proper manufacturer with a technical data sheet and a drawing. But also then when the tiler comes in and he tiles onto that wall and abuts it to the shower base, it needs to be corked underneath that as well, because you get capillary action with water going back up underneath the lining, and that can also impact the absorption into that wall lining because you can't waterproof right under the lining. So it's a detail that comes into play a lot, and a lot of discussion point is brought up on this because you've still got the shower walls in the internal corner that needs to be sealed. And so even though we have our bond breakers like our butyl tapes and our elastoproof joint band, okay, those of you know how our B50 works, we can't really use these as a bond breaker at the wall floor junction because you're, in theory, not abutting or waterproofing between two different planes. You're just waterproofing the shower wall. However, the big part of it upstairs is then how you integrate the membrane that goes outside the shower base onto the floor to the shower tray or the shower base itself. And so our recommendation should always be to encourage waterproofing underneath that shower base first. Even if you do, let's say for example that shower base is 1 metre by 1 metre. There's a nice square number. You should waterproof underneath that shower base first. Then likely the plumber will install that shower tray, that shower base in, and at least the wet mortar that they fix the shower base with to get it to the floor and be steady is applied onto a membrane. It shouldn't go directly on a substrate, on a suspended surface. Then once the plumber's finished, the wall linings go in. You then can overlap your waterproofing onto the existing waterproofing that's there underneath that shower base, because you're bringing out additional to 1 metre. So if it's a 1 metre by 1 metre shower tray, you might come out 1.2, 1.3 metres, and so you can overlap on that. And that's where things like the Gripset GC sheet are very quick and easy to install underneath that. It's very rapid. At least you've got a waterproof surface for the shower base to be sat on, and then you can overlap your liquid, or you can continue with the sheet outside that shower base area on the upper floor. When you actually do that, then the key is to ensure that you've sealed against the shower base on the outside, so where the waterproof is going to abut that. Now, in states like Victoria where you may not screed outside the shower base, you're going to be very neat and clean because the tiler's going to butt his tile up against that shower base itself. If there's a screed going outside the shower base, then you may have the fortune to actually return the membrane or the detailing, like the butyl tape, up on the outer edge of that shower base, so it's not visible to the above the tile bed, but it prevents any moisture going back underneath that shower base if you ever have a leak outside the shower tray or excess water sitting outside that shower screen. This comes up from time to time. We're seeing all sorts of inventions now and all sorts of developments in the market, And I feel this is where our Australian standards are lacking a little bit because we're not keeping up with technology. But I'm seeing all sorts of preformed shower bases now that you can actually tile over. And there's a number of different brands out there that I'm not going to go into, but they actually come with a set fall already, and they are designed to be able to tile, and they avoid having to screed a shower base. You still put your leak control or your puddle flange in place on that. If they are used, then you treat them like a mortar bed, like a screed, in place, get your waterproofing over the top of them. You use your bond breaker around the perimeter junctions and treat it like a normal shower alcove. Waterproof it, ensure it's totally sealed. If you want to flood test it, you can flood test it, and then they can tile on it normally. That's a different type of shower tray that's being formed, or a shower base now that we're seeing hitting the market. But those preformed shower bases, if you think about it like a bath, then that's how you really want to get your head in that space on how you're going to integrate your membrane to the bath lip. Now, we've got a couple of products we want to bring to market in this area because we see it a lot for shower trays and for baths, and I'm going to have a Facebook Live and an Insta Live on this coming up later. But if you've got any headaches or problems that you're seeing out in the marketplace when you're waterproofing against shower trays or baths, I want you to throw me a line. Throw us a line on this one. You can call us on 1-800-650-435 or direct message me on Facebook or Instagram, or just email us and let us know your headaches that come up, because then I'm going to share these details within these new products and would like to see what the problems are in the marketplace, because Gripset might have a new answer for you, but I'm keen to hear from you first. Any other questions on shower bases or shower trays, throw them our way. We're here to help you. Don't forget to subscribe to Sealed for Good, and I'll see you next time.